Nellode en Payanam, my journey with rice. In front of us lay dry fields waiting to be sown. We plowed the dry fields and started loosening up the soil. We added manure to increase the soil's fertility. After this, we flooded the fields and allowed the water to soak. We added leaves to increase the nutrients in the soil. These leaves decomposed over a week. The fields were flooded again. Then they were plowed and brought to the right consistency to sow. We then prayed to Vinayaka for a bountiful harvest. A few days before dispersing the seeds, we had soaked the paddy in a wet gunny sack to help the seeds germinate. The germinated seeds were put into a rollable drum which had holes. We dragged the drum across the prepared fields, spreading the germinated seeds in straight lines. 2 weeks after dispersing the seeds, they grew into small seedlings. A month passed, and the plants had given out multiple tillers, making ideal homes for all types of insects. 8 weeks had passed since sowing. The crop started to flower, and soon we had thin green panicles of unripe paddy. 2 weeks later, the panicles had grown and their weight made the plants sag. When the panicles had matured, we stopped watering the plants. The leaves turned yellow and the grain ripened in the sun. After letting the crop dry for a couple of weeks, we harvested the paddy, tying it into big bundles, carried it to the kalam where the threshing took place. Each of the big bundles were made into smaller bundles, which were then hit on a large stone slab, resulting in most of the grain falling off the stalks. After the first round of threshing, we put all the paddy into a mound on which the cows were mounted. The movement of the cows made the rest of the grain fall off the stalks, leaving hay and grain. The hay was made into a haystack and the paddy was collected together. The expert ladies of Kananthampundi then winnowed the paddy to take off all the light impurities. The rice was packed up and stored away for a few months. After a few months, the paddy was taken to the local mill and was dehusked and destoned. From dry fields to golden paddy to yummy red rice on our plates, my journey with rice was complete. Here we have a pie chart showing the distribution of expenses over the entire crop cycle. Preparation and direct sowing takes up 26% of the total expenses. Harvest takes up 40% of the expenses. Post-harvest takes up 21% and milling takes up 14% of the expenses. Here we have a table showing the breakup of expenses. On the left are the expenses incurred if external labor is hired from start to finish. On the right are the expenses incurred if a farmer's family and their cattle take care of all processes themselves. In the first case, the farmer just breaks even. In the second case, the farmer's family can expect to make a profit of up to 65,000 per acre per season. This is the variety of rice that we have grown. Poongaar, a traditional variety of red rice from the Thanjavur region of Tamil Nadu. The crop takes around 3 months from germination to harvest and is usually grown during the Navarai season, which starts from December and ends in March. We grew it off season. This variety is flood and drought resistant. It also boosts the immune system, helps improve memory, is very good for pregnant mothers, and controls diabetes.